If you're struggling to make a good impression when you speak English, the problem is probably not what you think it is. Because a lot of people just assume it's because their English is not so good, or they have bad vocabulary or bad grammar. And look, if you understand me now, then your English is good. What you have here is a confidence issue. You compare yourself with other people who seem much more advanced than yourself. You doubt yourself. You question if you're using the right word. You might translate in your head when asked a question sometimes. And this creates doubt, it creates fear, it causes people to hesitate, to overthink, and ultimately avoid speaking. And it's really a shame to see how many people are affected by this, because it costs them opportunities, it costs them money, it costs them the ability to travel freely without fear and without the just having to avoid conversations. Like, that's not a nice way to be. And the sad thing is, there are people with technically lower levels of English proficiency who can just get by without any of that fear because they're not afraid of making mistakes. You may have met people like that who just, they always make mistakes. They don't use perfect grammar. They use like simple words, but somehow they're very likable and they speak freely and they just accept that they don't speak perfect English. That's the type of energy I want you to tap into, is to embrace the mistakes, embrace the failure, know that it's all part of the process and that everyone makes mistakes. I just want to give you some tips, some advice, some insights to help you avoid that horrible situation that I see so many of my clients and people in my communities struggle with. Don't chase perfection, chase clarity. That's your number one goal. And a good way to do this is to record yourself speaking. So I could give you a prompt like, talk about your day. What have you been up to today? And if you don't know, up to means what have you been doing? Because when I ask a lot of people, what have you been up to? They question, what does that mean? And so maybe you're thinking that as well. Just answer, what have you been doing today? And then make a recording and just talk to the camera freely. If you start to translate, try to think in English first before speaking. Comes with practice. If you start to lose the word, instead of panicking or freezing, describe it a different way. Again, this is a skill that can be trained. The goal here is to finish your idea. So just speak 2 to 3 minutes and then watch the video back. This is the uncomfortable part because you have to analyze yourself. How do you appear? How do you look? How do you sound? That's not nice. No one likes doing that. I don't like looking at myself back, but it's a really good way to improve because you build awareness, and the awareness is the first important step to improve anything. Watch it back, choose one thing that you can improve, then make another recording focusing on that one thing, improving it. Then continue this. Do it every day, even 10 minutes a day. You can make huge progress. And this is the kind of exercise I give to clients just to help them be consistent, to improve without overwhelming them. The reps, the consistency, the repetition, that's where the progress is made, not by chasing perfection every time you speak. And if you'd like more tips and more help and any questions you might have, you're welcome to pop them in the comments and just subscribe if this is your thing, and I'll be very happy to give you more guidance as we go forward.